Hey everyone, this is BirdP, and I built a boat escalator. I know boats suck, but it sounds like they might be fixed in 1.9. And I had a lot of struggle building this thing, and I just wanted to share that with you because it might be useful to you guys. But the initial launch was my biggest challenge, and so I'll go over that. I also want to go over how to maintain buoyancy through the ride, and then also, lastly, is squids. Building at this level, you'll get a lot of squids because squids spawn between 46 and 62, the y coordinate. And so I wanted to show you how I got rid of those as well. So first of all, why would I even bother building a boat escalator? Well, on the server that I play on, we have an aqueduct system where we can get to each other's bases or have access to the open ocean pretty easily by boat, just from our base. So we can take any of these paths and get to anywhere. Unfortunately, my base is underground. So this was a problem. So the first initial lip for takeoff is a little different than the rest of the lips for buoyancy. And so you'll just count out 1, 2, 3 water blocks away, and go 1, 2, 3, and you'll place your water just one block below the next water block source. And then you'll put your signs in the back of it, or in the front, and that'll prevent the water from rolling back. And when you break these, the water will flow in one direction but not the other, and then you don't want any water source here. And that way it won't push you back. So you just want to be able to roll up to this and have it launch you up without stopping you, and then you'll catch the next lip and then you'll maintain buoyancy all the rest of the way. The other thing is you want to be able to almost stop just before hitting this lip. So I had this sort of flow going back from the lip next to a flow going towards the lip. And so all you have to do with that is, if you have just water source blocks, you just place a couple blocks 2 by 6 right in the middle, one block before the lip, and then you just break these and then they'll flow into each other. The other difficult part was the speed at which you arrive at this point right here, because this alone won't be enough to adjust your speed properly to take off. You're going to need to come to this at a certain speed as well, and you're going to have to play around with this because this was pretty difficult for me to figure out, is where I should place these speed boosters and how far apart the spacing should be. So what worked for me and what I needed, because my base is over there, was 19 blocks between this water source, so 1, 2, 3, all the way to 19 here, and then 2 blocks of the speed booster, and then signs, and then from here I took about, I think it was 26 blocks from here to the next speed booster, right here, so this would be block 26, and then just 6 blocks between this one and this one, all the way to my initial boat dispenser. So it'll boost you at a certain speed, and I've tried this already, you can't move these anymore, one block forward or backwards. And then you'll hit this at the right speed to almost stop and then catch the lip. And that, I would say, was the most difficult part of this whole escalator. Next is maintaining buoyancy, which was relatively easy. So this is the main pattern that I came up with to maintain buoyancy. And so it's just 3 signs up against 3 water blocks, so that this front water block will flow forward into no water source blocks, and then in front of that you have another 3 water source blocks which will allow it to flow backwards. And so to start the next level, you'll just put a couple signs up above the back water source block, So we'll put 3 here, and then just put a few blocks here to allow you to put 3 water source blocks in the front, and then keep those blocks so that you can put 3 water source in the back, and then break these blocks. So now this will flow forward, and this back water source block will flow forward once you start placing the next level. So you can put 3 more water or signs here, blocks, 3 water sources, 3 on the back, and then break these. And that way this will start flowing back into the non-water source block. Then when you're done at the end of your trail, you can just block it off with a few signs. And lastly, the squids. They were a problem because every time I went down the path I would run into the squids and my boat would break. So what I did, this was a little time consuming, and there's probably different ways that you can do this, like maybe getting guardians to shoot off the squids or whatever. But what I did was to put a bottom to this so that it flows down into another water reservoir, and then the squids will be caught down here, and they'll be preserved so that they'll compete with the mob spawning cat. But that alone didn't solve all of my problems. What really helped was building a reservoir, and this reservoir allowed for the squids to spawn adjacent to my water path and compete with the spawning on my water path. And that's it. Let me know if you have any suggestions as to how I can make my water escalator better. I'm sure there's a lot more efficient ways out there, but this is what I came up with after many hours of struggling to figure out how to do this. So hopefully that helps you guys, and I'll see you later.